Have you started to get any team news?
No, not really. I think apart from, like I said, Robbie Crawford last week, who was missing, everyone else is fit and trained all this week. So we've got a full strength, almost full strength squad to pick from. So it's a good position to be in.
How do you approach a team like Dundee United, who are kind of surprising a few folk this season with some of the results that they're getting?
Yeah, I don't see why, because they've got good players and a good manager, and they have an identity of how they want to play. So I don't see, and they're a big club, so I don't see, a massive surprise from my perspective. And we've done our analysis this week, and they're a good team. They've got their threats throughout the team. Hard to break down. Their defensive record is very good. So we approach it in the same way as we approach every game, that we have to produce what we want to produce, and obviously take into account what they do. But I think we're in a good position as well. Could be better, but could be worse. So we're looking to go into the game to try and get the 3 points.
Is this the fittest you've had a squad since you got here in January?
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it too much because I know what it's like. The medical provision, the way the players train, everything about it is helping that availability. It's not just about being available; it's about being fully fit and available. I think I can make myself available, but I'm not going to help us win any games because I can't run. So it's about pushing those physical boundaries as hard as you can without breaking down, and that's what the work that goes in place right from the start of pre-season, actually off-season, but goes into the training. It's enabling the players to if I look at the physical stats from last week, they were superb, right throughout the team, showing that the players can produce really good physical outputs, and then maintain it and stay fit for the next challenge. And that's what I believe is an elite athlete. It's not just about being available; it's about being available and your fitness levels being at the maximum.
Does it come with new challenges as well? If you have got a full squad now, you probably get players in the stand that probably have been on the bench mainly just to make up the number.
I've had players in the last week that have started games for us this season, and I've had knocks on the door this week, which I wanted to be the case. When we were putting the squad together, I wanted to be able to leave out, or not wanted, but I wanted the situation to be where I'm having to leave out excellent players who I trust implicitly and value out of the team and out of the squad, because we have a squad full of good quality that can compete with each other. And that's been the case. It's I put myself under pressure by trying to create that squad with the team, but I know over the course of the season that will help us. But the players, I hope, know how much I value them more, how much I know I can trust them whenever they're selected to give us their best game. And there's a good, I think, competition and healthy competition within the squad, and they're fully respectful when they don't get picked, that there's a good player that's in the team in front of them. So it's about overcoming those challenges. I think there's a healthy respect between the squad, that there's no bad players getting picked. It's all good quality.
Is that one of the hardest parts of being a manager, letting these players down, and not having them in the team, even if you think and they think that they're good enough to be in that team?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've been in situations previous as a manager where it's relatively easy to leave players out because they're not up to that level. But certainly this week, when I'm speaking to the 3 players that wanted to be involved, it was hard for me to actually justify my decisions in a big way. I'm talking about small margins here, and looking at the opposition, how we wanted to play, and then taking every scenario into account going into that game, how we choose the bench. But I know there's players that were outside of our playing squad last week that could come straight into the starting team tomorrow, and I'd be perfectly happy with that. So it is, because some of them I brought to the club, and some of them have done brilliant jobs for me since I've been here. I still know they will contribute to our results going forward, but I feel like I'm rejecting them every either Friday or Saturday when we name the team, and I feel that, but I know it's my job. But I'd rather be in this situation than I have been before when we're scratching around for a team. That's not a healthy situation. So I think the way we treat the players, I think the way the squad has been built with the right characters and personalities, I think they understand that there's strong competition. But I believe for them to get in the team, then they have to raise their game to their best level, and that's where I think it's a healthy squad.
Do you learn a lot about your players and how they react to that disappointment?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I say, I wanted them to knock on my door this week. I don't go searching for them, but I actually want them to show that they care about being in the team. And then it's about how we discuss those situations. I'll be honest, since I've been here, I've never had any stand-up row with a player when they've come in. I think the way we try to behave with them, and vice versa, I think there's a respect there. But they always put their case forward. I give them the honest appraisal, what they need to do to change my mind, and but I always insist, and they do show a respect for the players that are actually in the team because they're good players. And whenever I just in the past prior to it, that's the only issue I've ever had is if they show a bit of disrespect for the player that's played, because that's not on ever. So for me, beat your drum, showcase what you're about, and then take it from there. But it is, as it always is in football, it's about actions. It's about how you train, how you play, and not about what you say. So, but I believe that we have a lot of good players that are buying into that. They know some of them are going to have to miss out, but each week it could be somebody else, and they got to fight to get in there.
Were you keen to get Sean Goss and Jordan Roberts to get them involved from the start last week? Will that help them kind of going forward? Like, if you kind of obviously you brought them in, you need to play them as well and get them up to speed as well.
Yeah, I don't need to play them. That's the thing. I brought them in, but I don't need to play them. I need to play 11 players each week, and that could be any 11 from that squad. That's how I see it. But I feel that we have good quality throughout the team and squad. I think we have players with different attributes, which will give us value over the course of the season. But some players, both of those players played behind closed doors game, 10 days prior to that. So it wasn't their first start. It was in the league, but they have worked exceptionally hard, behind the scenes to get up to good fitness. And I believe, like I say, looking at the physical stats, the players are in a good place, but we have to work hard to maintain that. But we know that we can pick, several players for different positions, and they'll do the job for us.
The last two games have been narrow defeats to top teams. How important is it to get back to scoring ways, this weekend?
We just want to go and try and win the game. We don't kid ourselves at the start of the season that we're going to go and win every single game. So we always keep a balance. When we won 3 on the bounce, we were balanced about that. We didn't get ahead of ourselves, and we won't, get too dejected from the results. We know the things we could have done better. We also know we did a lot of good things in those games as well. And it's the moments in the games which can sway it. Sometimes they're in our control, sometimes they're not in our control. So that's what we have to focus on, the ones that we can control. We know, and we've worked on the training pitch, what we can do better defensively, right throughout the team. But we also know that we've got good firepower throughout that squad. We do create good chances. We do take those chances. We've got a good conversion rate of the chances we create. And I know that we've got more than, a few good players to take those opportunities. So, we know that we're up against many, many bigger clubs than us, but I trust my players. I trust the quality we have within that squad, and I know we can win games. And tomorrow's the next opportunity.
Okay, just finally, on Dundee United, how do you feel the managers changed them since obviously you played them when you came in at the start of the year? What do you think Sam Coates has changed?
Yeah, I don't know really. We only played Dundee United once last year, in my time, once, and we haven't played Dundee United yet this season. So, I'm not going to get too in depth on what they were previous and what they are now. My focus is on how we beat them tomorrow. And each manager, when they go into a job, changes a couple of little things, but you're going to have to go really in depth to understand every change. And I'll be honest, I haven't looked that far into what they did last season compared to this season.